2.10.2016, Große Freiheit in Hamburg. Wir sprechen heute mit Andreas Eriksson aus Schweden von der Band Inglorious, die hier die Vorgruppe für Steel Panther machen. Welcome to backstage in Hamburg, Andreas Eriksson from Inglorious. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm very good. I'm a bit tired, but all good. Thank you. Nice to be here.
So, before you joined Inglorious, what's the story? When did you start guitar? What was your first guitar?
Before this band, I've been playing with a bunch of different bands, different genres as well. Always had a foot in rock, and then for the past few years, I've been playing a lot of blues, a lot of country. Been in Nashville very much, playing a lot of country there, some slide guitar and stuff like that, dobro. Trying to learn the lap steel and stuff, not too good at it. But before, I was in a band called Crazy Licks. When I was 19, I started that thing, and it's like 80s rock, you know. And then that came to an end before this actually happened. So I was determined to quit that band. I didn't quit that band to join this. So I quit that band. And my goal was to move to Nashville and try and establish myself there a bit and play blues and country and rock and stuff. And then I got a call from Nathan. I honestly didn't know him, didn't know who he was and the guys who they were or anything. So it was a brand new thing, and they'd be trying out a couple of guitar players that didn't work for them, and I flew over, and it was a good fit, and it's been very busy ever since.
When did you start playing guitar, and what was your first one?
My first guitar was a Squier Fender. I started playing when I was like 14 years old, 8th grade or something, 7th grade, and yes, an old Squier Stratocaster. My dad bought me, and after that, my uncle lent me his Gibson Les Paul. A black standard, I believe it was, that I had for a couple of years, and that was basically what gave me the push to just keep playing. So I was very much into Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses and Zeppelin and The Doors and stuff like that. So yeah.
And then you get a call from Nathan. How did he get your number? How does that? Did somebody hear you?
Sufjan, a guy in Stockholm actually, a bass player, who had worked with Nathan before, and he basically told Nathan about me, because Nathan approached him and said, "Do you know anyone outside of the UK? Because I can't find one, a fitting guitar player." And so he recommended me and one of my best friends, Michel Santuniona, who's a tremendous guitar player, and I went there first, so I got the gig. So quite fun.
Okay. So Inglorious, they call you the new face of British rock, and you had the first record out, which actually was a long time in the making.
Yeah.
And then you just swooped in, recorded in 2 weeks, and then now you're touring the hell out of it.
Yeah, that's you sum it up quite accurately. It's exactly how it's been going. We thought we were recording demos. We didn't think we were recording an album. So we recorded everything live, and obviously I was brand new into the band, so I barely knew half of the songs. But so I thought we recorded demos, and then they sounded that great that the label wanted to release them as the first album. So what you hear on the first album is actually live recorded demos that, what's his name, John Mitchell, who mixed it. He did a great job on that, I think. And it's a fun experience though, because I'd never, recorded live before, and there were some overdubs afterwards, like I believe like 4 or 5 solos. Standing up playing, I didn't really feel, so I redid a couple of solos, and we redid some organ stuff and some vocal stuff, but the main bunch is live.
So I read somewhere that you are already working on the next album, and you're done with it.
Yeah. We're already done. We recorded it in Liverpool, between the summer tour and this tour. Okay. And sort of the same copy-paste, the way we did it of the first album, but we were more prepared. We spent a long time writing the album, a lot of time getting it done. We rehearsed for a lot of days before entering the studio to maintain that live thing. and so it's been recorded live as well, but with some stuff that maybe needed redundant afterwards have been taken care of. So, but it's done. It's actually been mixed by Kevin Shirley in is he in Nashville, New York? I don't know. He's been working a lot in Nashville anyway, and you know him?
Yeah.
So it's I can't wait to hear what. Yeah. He's awesome. He's done my favorite bands like Aerosmith, Iron Maiden, Led Zeppelin, Bonamassa, one of my favorite guitar players.
Right.
So hearing what he can do, it's gonna be real cool.
Okay. Well, if the album is done, then let's talk about gear. Like, what did you use to record, and what are you bringing out?
Out live.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably the worst guitar player in the world to talk to about gear, because I'm never really happy. You know, I'm not unhappy, but I have a hard time finding that sweet spot. You know, and finding it in the studio. Obviously, it's easier. So let's start there. I used 2 amps basically on the album. I used a Fender Hot Rod, the combo, through I believe it's a greenback cab. It's 4x12, and
an extra cab.
Yeah. Instead of the 112 that's in the combo, and I used that basically with no pedals, just straight through, because I really like that sound actually, with a mid boost. Not so much treble and presence, and very simple. And then for the solos, I have a tube screamer, very old tube screamer that I use. So that's it for that purpose. So basically, my sound is very low gain, and very low gain on the amp, almost clean crunched kind of thing, and then a perfect pedal, like one, not too many.
Okay.
Same thing live today. I've been I hate noise like live. I want a clean signal. I don't like too much distortion, too much gain, if you will.
Yeah.
So I brought the Hot Rod up, and I've been using it just that amp, same setup as in the studio. Having said that, today and for the past week and a half, I've been using a different setup, and it's the Richard Kotzen pedal.
CK5.
That's right, the Fly Ring.
Yeah.
And it's actually really, really good, because that makes it even easier. Now I have 1 wah pedal, and I have that pedal and a tuner. That's it. And same thing. I'm going to the second input of the amp, so it's a bit less trebly and more bassy, and even lower gain.
Okay.
So it's not as bright. So the first one would be brighter. So I'm using the second one.
Do you need 2 or 3 sounds for the band? Like, do you need like a clean, or clean you do with the guitar probably, and then so you have the basic overdrive, and then one for high gain stuff.
Yeah. The thing is with this pedal, what I love so much about the Richard Kotzen pedal, and we were on tour with him obviously, and he told me about that. And it's basically that you have the ability to control the sound a lot with your guitar. So if I want a cleaner sound, you can just roll off, and it feels like you're rolling off the gain more so than you're rolling off the volume. You know what I mean? Right. So the volume kind of stays up there, but it breaks up to almost clean. Okay. And then I can go all the way to quite distorted, and then I hit the boost. It's got a 36 dB boost in it as well.
Okay.
For wild stuff. I don't use it all the way. I have it like 4 or 5 o'clock, but it's cool. It's a really cool pedal. I can recommend it.
Well, we don't want to take too much of your time. Yeah, we brought you something. That's it's called a Franzbrötchen, and Franzbrötchen. Yeah, it's one of the Hamburg specialities. So it's supposed, it's like a sweet roll, and it's supposed to make you want to come back to Hamburg very often.
I will definitely come back.
Maybe you share. It's very heavy, but yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, and
nice meeting you.
Have a great show. Hope everything works.
Thank you. Cool.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.